This is Ohm. He's one of those math guys. This is his formula. Well, I'm already confused. In 1827, Georg Simon Ohm released a book that would change the course of history. In that book, he explained the law of how potential, energy, and matter are obligated to interact. Ohm proved that a given amount of resistance, 1 ohm, is required in order that 1 volt has something to push 1 amp of current through. Without it, no activity would exist. This discovery led to the understanding of the thickness or gauge of wire that is required to deliver electricity over a distance. Because of Ohm's formula, humanity was able to electrify the planet. In honor of the man who first demonstrated the law, a unit of electrical resistance came to be called an ohm. This ohm became immortalized by becoming a symbol. What Ohm was actually proving is that resistance is required in order that one has something to push through. The preface of Ohm's book is his actual hypothesis. This is one of the most overlooked pages in the history of physics. In current English, this is what Ohm said. My intention, resources permitting, is to use this formula to explain the whole, absolute, or everything. This path has cost me the pursuit of all other interests. As such, I have not been allowed the time to find its application in other fields of study. I have lost all interest in the superficial. I will present the theory first as part of the field of electricity, as it is the field with the least amount of competition for explanations. I hope the well-informed reader will see the full potential of this understanding and support further exploration. Seniorthinktank.ca has spent over 13 years applying Ohm's formula to many other fields of study. We have taken on the task of completing Ohm's life goal. It is because of his tremendous insight that the Common Human Experience and Become the Light educational programs are dedicated to him. This is the only part of the program you're going to have to memorize, so you're going to need to watch it a few times. To help with learning, we have broken Ohm's formula down into a system of symbols. There are only 3 you need to know: resistance, current, and potential difference. If resistance is constant and current increases, potential difference increases. If resistance is constant and current decreases, potential difference decreases. If current is constant and resistance increases, potential difference increases. If current is constant and resistance decreases, potential difference decreases. If potential difference is constant and current increases, resistance decreases. If potential difference is constant and current decreases, resistance increases. But how can this possibly apply to everything? To do that, we must make a minor change to our visual code and phrasing. The triangle pointing down still equals resistance. Current becomes focus, or intensity of focused energy. The triangle pointing up, potential difference, just becomes potential. Before we begin, the reason the triangle pointing up is the symbol for potential difference is because everything has its opposite. The triangle pointing up represents the unseen or mental plane. The peak at the top represents positive, light, aware. The line at the bottom represents negative, dark, oblivious. The extremes are joined by every degree in between. Everything in nature has its opposite, potential difference. The triangle pointing down, or resistance, also represents the physical plane. View the line at the top as a solid wall that you walk into, the hardest of all manifest objects. The tiny point at the bottom symbolizes the softest of all manifest things. Once again, extremes are joined by every degree in between. Let us together now explore the world. single presentation cannot be designed that will appeal to all. This series is not for everyone. Many who stumble across it will not be ready to hear what it says. That being said, if you are a seeker who has found it, you are about to learn something of profound importance. Secret knowledge that has been found and lost only to be refound again across all cultures. I cannot stress this next point enough. You do not need to dedicate your life to the studying of these works. You need to acknowledge the pattern of the law as the truth behind why things unfold as they do. You need to accept the limitations it places on your experience and dedicate your life to the application of it to your specific field of study. The law as explained here is the key that opens any door. How one is obligated to move through it is the door itself. Be sure to order your textbooks, as these videos are a brief overview of their contents. At the beginning of each Become the Light textbook, you will find an Ohm's Law visualized quick guide. You will notice that under each of the 3 variable headings, there are several different terms. When Ohm spoke of potential difference, he was actually talking about voltage. When he spoke of current, he was talking about amperage. The first question always asked when Ohm's law is taught is, if potential difference is actually voltage, why is it also referred to as electromotive force and pressure? And why is amperage also referred to as flow? This makes things confusing. The answer to this question is that the term changes based on what the law is being used to describe. As you are about to learn, this law has infinite applications. Over the course of these lectures, we are going to add many more terms to this quick guide. Be patient. It is far less complicated than it seems. The next 7 chapters are all interconnected. In them, we are going to demonstrate how it only takes 7 rotations through the law to establish a basic social structure.